What's up everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you a few free or almost free mods you can do to your Axial SCX24. I obviously have the deadbolt, but these mods should work on whatever SCX24 you have. So the very first one is taking off the front bumper. It's actually really helpful, especially on the deadbolt. I'm not sure about some other cars, I know the Jeep, that's not a huge problem, but on the deadbolt for sure, it gets in the way a ton when you're trying to crawl up something steep. And it just gets hung up on rocks and everything, so it's super useful. It's just a couple of screws, and then you're good. And after you remove the bumper, if you still want light, you can actually glue it in up here. Mine literally just fell out a few days ago, but you can just glue it right up there, and at least on the deadbolt, you can cut out the little light stickers there on the body, and it'll go right in there. It fits perfectly. Now if you do that, you are going to need an extension wire like this one here, just for opening up the body, because then the wire will be attached there. I actually moved my ESC back for a low center of gravity kit, but even without that, to open it, it would be very, very difficult. The next mod is completely free if you have a two-piece rim, like a beadlock wheel, and that is to take the foams out of the tires. So basically it just makes it a bit more squishy, and it just has a bit more room just to grip onto things. It's super helpful. If you have the stock wheels where the tire is glued to the rim, then this will be a bit more difficult, and you will need some tire glue to put it back on if you want to take it off. But you can also put little slits in the tire, just here and there, with a little hobby knife or something like that, and that will also make it a bit more squishy and a bit more grippy. But if you do the little slits in the tire, then when you're cutting it, be really careful that you don't cut into the foam at all. And also after you do that, I wouldn't recommend taking it through any water or snow, because then the water can get in there and ruin the foams. The next one is pretty obvious, but it will only work if you have any aftermarket tires. So I bought these as the Proline High Racks. I actually have a video of that on this channel. You can check it out right up there. I'll put a link to that video in the description of this video, so you can check that out if you're interested. But that is to put the stock tire on the back. I don't know how it would look on any of the other cars, but I know on the deadbolt it looks pretty good. I just hot glued it in there. It's fallen off a few times, but it looks pretty sweet. Now it's definitely not a performance upgrade, because it even brings the center of gravity up a bit higher and farther to the back, which is the exact opposite of what you want to do for a crawler. But it looks so cool, I just leave it on there anyways. For the next mod, you will need 4 zip ties. More if you want more spring, but you can put these little zip ties right on top of the spring there on the shock. So if you have a lot of upgrades on your car like I do and a lot of extra weight, then it kind of just sinks and it doesn't work quite as well, the shocks don't. So if you just pull down the spring and loop the zip tie around it, let it go back up, make sure this is super tight, and then you can cut off the end, it helps a ton. Just gives the suspension a little extra spring to it, makes it a bit nicer. So that was my favorite free mods for this car, but if you want to see my top 5 overall upgrades for it, click right here on the screen to see a video about that, and I'll see you over there.